Hi there, I'm Paul Skeldon, I'm the editor at TELEMEDIA, and I'm joined here today by Sumesh from U2opia Mobile.
Thank you.
Welcome to Dubai, I hope you're having a good time.
Lovely time in Dubai.
Tell us a little bit about what U2opia Mobile does, first of all.
So we're a 15-year-old company, started in Singapore. Our network is about 80 odd telecom operators around the world. And what we essentially do is help digital native companies around the world connect with their end customers, stay engaged, and also monetize them through direct carrier billing.
So on the carrier billing side of things, which sort of markets do you work in? Which countries and what sort of sectors are those companies that are in those countries using it for?
So, payments is much more evolved in Western markets, primarily in the US and Europe. Markets in Africa, markets in Southeast Asia, some parts of South America. The internet, credit card, and banking penetration is low. And this is where the operator platform is essentially the next best alternative to banking. And for a lot of digital native companies trying to provide services to their end customers and get paid for it, this is the best route for them to actually access the services and pay for them.
What sort of products typically are they billing for, or is it anything?
Primarily what we're seeing in a lot of our emerging market cases is gaming. And when we talk about gaming, we're talking about very large franchises like PUBG, Garena, games that people are extremely passionate about, and they're ready to go out to market and buy those virtual credits. So I would say anything that has virtual goods per se, anything that has great content. We're talking about things like not Netflix or live sports, allowing those great content creators connect to their end users in these markets where penetration is very, very suspect, is where we kind of come in, and we help that bridge that divide. But at the same time, we also help these large players stay connected to the users through messaging.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to come to, is to sort of tell us a bit about what you do in those same markets on the messaging side. Yes. What sort of messaging do you offer? Yes. What kind of things do they use that messaging for?
So we look at the whole digital native experience in market as a three-step process. Acquiring the users, and a lot of these brands are really so popular and they have organic acquisitions. People just download these products from the App Store. But the next step is really, how do they stay connected? How do they stay engaged? For example, if I wanted to get on to my Netflix app and I'm in Ghana and I need to authenticate myself so that Netflix knows who I am and not actually using somebody else's account, I need a simple OTP verification. And this is where it gets complex because, Netflix and Ghana are two different, at two different extremes, and they need to talk to several operators in order to be able to send that message. That's where we come in. We provide that layer for all these providers around the world, for them to send that message to the end user, authenticate the user. Now the user's on board, and there's a new season of Squid Games that's come out. Netflix still needs to reach out to that user and say, hey, watch this episode that's coming up. Most likely these users are not on data at any point of time, so they need to kind of send them reminders via SMS or maybe via WhatsApp, and that's what we provide. So another way of engaging those users and telling them what's happening. And the last thing is, all right, you had a nice run of the 1 week free promo. Would you like to now subscribe to our service? How does the user pay? He can't whip out a credit card. He can't go to his bank account. He would rather pay by his carrier billing, and that's where we come in. So we complete the the tougher part of the loop once the user's already
both parts of it. It's really interesting. You can engage them, get them signed up, and bill for them.
Absolutely.
Like you say, for people like Netflix and other big providers in these new and emerging markets.
Absolutely, and these are the markets that all of these digital native companies need to reach out to.
Yeah.
Because their core markets are already saturated. I mean, they already have 100% penetration in the US. They already have a lot of penetration in Europe. The growth is going to come from these markets, Africa, Asia, and South America, and that's really where we operate. So we think there's a nice harmonious marriage between carriers and digital native companies, and us in between, kind of providing that layer.
Absolutely. And these markets, as you say, are emerging. They're huge potential markets, which is why we're here in Dubai. Just before we go, how have you found our Dubai event?
Lovely. I mean, I have been to Marbella, love the energy there. I was super excited when I heard it's coming to Dubai because it's closer to home. We're here, our team is here. Africa is close by, so this is really relevant to where we are as a business. And I can just see it. The people are super excited to be here. It's good. It's better access. So I hope to see this event expand year on year.
Oh, and we will, and we look forward to you coming back year after year.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank
it's been
you
really
so much,
interesting.
Paul.